Easy people, so nice things, Melody Medic here. As you probably know, if you've checked my channel out, I just do everything to do with the Akai Force. As I learn through it, you learn through it. Don't forget, I also can be hit up for questions and such like this. This is my new setup now, so let's see how this works. And today I want to do something quite unique. Well, everything I do, to tell the truth, on this thing, I always try to do quite unique. And what I'm going to do is something to do with virtual instruments. And what I mean by that is setting something up which is like a live instrument, but setting it up so that you can add it and play it on any other song what you create. So what I want to try and do today is do a virtual funk guitarist instrument. This is what I found. So it's a little too quiet. So the first thing I'm going to do before I start doing my chops and whatever is I'm going to shift and process and normalize. I set this up for normalize, and as you probably can see on the screen, normalizing brings everything up to a nice level. Okay, so you know me, I always try to find a key, and the other thing I always do, and you should do as well, is hum it, because it's going to make your ears better. So I'm going to play this sample now. Da, 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 so I know that's the key, because when I was going da, 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 it was doing that all the way through. I could keep that consistently all the way through, so all I need to find is da. We'll change that da, to chromatic da. So it did say it was in B minor, B flat minor. Like I said, that was a song. Didn't know if the guitar was, but there you go. So the whole thing is B flat minor. So that's cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these down into little sections. So this is the first section, what I'm going to cut it down to. Let me see. So I'm going to extract that. So process, function, I'll extract that. I'll call that number 1. So this is just the way I'm coming about it at the moment. There's probably other ways I could look at it. This is just what's popping in my head at the moment. So I'm going to extract that to a new sample. So that's one bit. To tell the truth now, I was just thinking about I could extract every little section of this. So what I can actually do is I'll go back and open that back up like that, and then I'll play the bits in and move them around. And if I wanted, I could actually have a drum sequence on here and then do it that way. But I'm not gonna. So I'm gonna go. Alternatively, I could have probably even done a region, because that's almost 8 regions, but it wouldn't have been tight enough. So I've got my first part. I'm good with that. So alright then, let's get this tightened up. I've got all of my manual chops there, and I've got the first one. So I can go this one, and then again the same thing. I can just extract. So each of this process I'm going to have to do for each one. Like I said, you have to do it, but once you've done it once, it gets quicker and you've got that sound. So this thing what I'm creating now will work over a lot of songs. So what I need to do now is slice this up into bits. So I'm going to use thresholds for this, and then I'll put more gain onto the threshold so it's got less bits, but not that much. Come on, give me a break. Let's change the time a bit higher. That's better. So for anybody who doesn't know, this is the time it looks through the thresholds, and this is how much it's trying to find the pieces on here. Is the only way I can really explain it, and that might have been terrible, but you get the idea. If you look, can you see it's trying to work out when should that be on there? Should it be exactly on that bit? Should it be a bit before? We want it a bit before so that it's got a bit of groove. It's going to cut off the beginning bit of that. That's alright, that doesn't matter. So we've got all the little pieces. What's good is it's found all of these little regions in this section. So now if I press shift and I convert and I go to patch phrases, I know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4, it's one bar. So if I go do it, now I've got this, and because I kept this drum thing here, I'll go to shift and I'll just add it in. And PP is patch phrase. A little bit of memory stuff, like I say, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Okay, so I've got my PP, my patch phrase, right. Now, I've put shift, I've put the arpeggiator, come on! I've put the metronome on, and if you observe what, that's no good to me. So you might think, oh, well, it's all over then. What was the point of that, Tom? But here's where this comes into its own. If you look on here, it's got the beats. So all you have to do is push warp and align these, and then you've got that rhythm right. So it doesn't really matter. There's a couple of things what I'm trying to simplify this. As long as your regions aren't clicking, so when you're chopping, make sure you're not chopping on the edge of something, because otherwise you'll get static clips, right? But as long as the pieces are there, in theory the pattern will still be there. As long as you keep most of that piece to get the pieces together, it'll try to play them sequentially and the pattern will still be there. So all you have to do is put warp on to try and find what that rhythm is going to be at that speed. So for example, now this is how it is at this original speed, right? Well, that's crazy, there's no way I can use that. But to make my life easier, what I can do is I can do a couple of things. I'm going to do a couple of quick things actually here. I know it was one bar, so I'm just going to record it in. So I'll go here and I'll record in this thing for one bar, 2, 3, and right. That's alright, it doesn't really matter. I'll go to clip and I'll just make that one bar. That's the 1 bar length. If I wanted, and I could go back to here and I could press that and change that to bars and it's just a whole bar, but I don't need to. I'll just go in here and I'll extend it. So, wait, I'll select it first, that'll help. So I'll select that and then I'll extend that, and that's just 1 bar. That's the whole thing playing for 1 bar. Doesn't really matter because it's just not on. But just for the sake of ease, I've just made it 1 bar. So now, all I need to do is play that. Obviously that's not right. And then all I just do is move this until the bars align. Or my ears align. And then like if it's too quick or too late, I've got the groove. And I could even move the shifter if I wanted to. I could move the start of that. So, but I don't. I'm going to keep that. So that's brilliant, right? And here's where it gets better. I can use that as my datum for getting all the rest of the rhythms together. So I've chopped them all down, and then all I'm going to do, my speciality, is copy one so that I've got all the pieces I want. by copying that, I copy all of the parameters. So the only thing I need to do now is change this. So that's 1, that's 2, this is going to be 3. I go in here and I just go to look for PP3. I go here, go look for PP4. Go here, more PP. 6. Wait a sec, keep that there. PP everywhere. Gonna have to clean this whole place up. So I've sliced this together now, but I'm gonna show you one last thing. Well, here, before I do what I'm gonna do. In Sample Edit, another thing about pad is this tells drum programs and key groups, I think, but definitely drum programs, what this pad is doing, what this sample is doing on this pad. At the moment, if I edit this, say I do this, and I copy this here, and I say, oh, let me just shorten this version, it's doing it to both, which is no good for me, it's pointless. So what you have to do is this. You have to tell it that you want this to be a pad. So now this is a pad. So if I copy this now, it's just the parameters. Because I've done all that work on that now, I want to save that. So I'll name this and I'm going to call it Guitar. Funky Guitar, I'll call it Funky Guitar Instrument. And now I'm going to save it as a preset as well. So anytime I want a funk guitar instrument, I can come to this one. And the reason why this one is good is because it did a lot of that soul stuff. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's a 7-3-6-2-5-1 progression, and there's a lot of that in this. So I know, because I like soulful, gospel-y stuff going on in my funk stuff, I know now this will do that against any chords, or if I don't even have the chords, when I put a bass in, this will be all souly, as you shall see. So I'm going to call it the Funk Guitar Inst. Right, that's there. The other thing is, yeah, they can follow, but what I want is, I want them, I don't like that, I like them off, so that I know that's the only thing I'm having to look at. Do I want any? No, they're fine as they are. So then I'm going to go save, and I'm going to go, and you know what I should have done before I do that? There was one more thing I should have done, so I'll go back, shift clip. It should say what key it's in as well. Can I have brackets on it? No? Okay. Know what it is, B flat. And then if I already know it's in B flat minor, if I ever change it, it's going to be fine, because at least I know what it is in, even if I'm not going to have it, and I'm not going to have it in B flat minor. I might change that from a different colour, something else. I don't know, blue. What do I think looks soul? Indigo. Is that? Will that be that? No. Oh, do you know why? I know why. Because edit pad. I want them all one colour, and I want them that. I just, yeah. That seemed like funk. That seems like funk to me. Yeah, screw it. Right, so I've got all that. Then I'm going to go save, and I'm saving that as a track preset. So here's my track preset stuff is here. So that's all I have to do. I've got that. Is that everything? Just to make sure, I always check and lock every door. I'm purging everything else that I'm not using, so only the stuff what's in here is getting used. Right, so that's safe now, definitely. So track, go my 5, go out, go back in, Funk Guitarist. Cross my fingers it's not going to do any glitchy stuff, and it didn't. And that's it. Now I've got that funk thing as a preset, so let's go test it out. now I could start refining this. I could start refining this by going into here, turning off loop block, right, and going here and turning this one into a note on. So, and then moving that, so maybe that loops round here. In fact, let's make sure that it does that. Faster. Yeah, okay, and we'll just lengthen that. So I'm going to bring that down and make that full length to there. And at the moment, there's no effects on that. So a couple of things I like to do is I always like filtering stuff down, but I'm just going to do it on the mixer for now. So here's my Funky Guitar. I'll filter out the bottom end of that. So fill out the bottom one. Where's H? There. And harmonic, I think one of these has got wah-wah. Oh, here we go. One of these has got wah-wah here, automatic wah-wah. Let's see. And we'll use the normal reverb. And you get the general idea. I could probably work more onto its song, but it was just a quick one to say that's now a Funky Guitar that will work. There is a caveat, and I'm going to tell you the caveat. The caveat is, because it's in warp, if you pitch out too much, it sounds weird. So you probably one above and one down. So you can probably go to B, and you can probably go to C. You can go to B, maybe C, or go to A. I'd say A, B flat, and B. Anything other than that, no, it could get a bit sketchy. But if I wanted to get any further on this, I could keep this flat because I've got these rhythms now in time, and these are now slowed down because look at this. Just to show you, where was I? I can't remember where it was. It was one of these samples somewhere here. Gospel. I knew it was a gospel something. I saw it. Funk, right? Gospel funk, and B flat. I think it was that. So yeah, so I've now got more control over that speed of that because now that's 100. It was 105 originally, but look at this. So I can redo this tune now to something else, totally groove. I can make it go disco. And because it's in that thing, maybe I go, yeah, for some reason I've decided, let me try some other chords. Sorry, 16 I've got. this now. So that's not right in that key, but we'll move it on. B and right. So I'm like, no, it's not quite right. So I've got something else now. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright then, so basically this is one funk guitarist instrument. You can do this with any kind of funky guitar. That was literally made out of sample. Now I've got my own instrument there. I'm going to do a selection of these. So let me try. I might do an indie guitar instrument next, just to show. Or maybe a piano. Maybe I'll do a piano, how you can do something with a load of riffs. But you get the general idea, I think. Any questions, please ask. And as always, stay safe and peace.